New tonight in Westfield, several different law enforcement agencies presented a program about the changing landscape of substance use and the serious issues surrounding counterfeit pills. Some of those agencies included the DA, Westfield Police and Fire, Bay State Noble, and many others. The presentation ran from 6 to 8 at Westfield Technical Academy on Smith Avenue. Western Mass News got a chance to speak with Carrie Fiudalice, a school adjustment counselor at Westfield High School.
So we had assemblies at the high school and technical academy to educate kids about counterfeit pills because we've had 6 overdoses in Westfield since mid-September, and we really want kids to know not only about the dangers of addiction but also the dangers of counterfeit pills and how using can result in death.
Fiudalice added that simply initiating the dialogue for parents and kids means a lot.